what's up, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Blood on the Razor Wire TV, where we bring it to you real and we bring it to you raw. Hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, definitely share the video and leave a comment. Some of you see the video I did a couple weeks ago on my old celly, Jason Hansen. You know, he had the eye issue. Bringing him on the show from prison today. He's only got a 10-minute phone call, which really sucks. But because of all the COVID lockdown and stuff like that, we only got a little bit of time. Jason, tell the people who you are, man. Tell them where you're from, brother.
My name's Jason. I'm from Southern Illinois.
What are you in prison for, Jason?
Manufacturing methamphetamine. We got 300 months for manufacturing methamphetamine.
And that's 25 years, right?
25 years. My very first drug offense. Nonviolent drug offense.
Very first offense, 25 years, man. And Jason, let me ask you this. You also had something happen with your eyes, right?
Yeah. I had some ammonia blow up on me when I was in the middle of manufacturing.
And what happened to your eyes, Jason?
I lost my vision for a year until I got a K-Pro put in my left eye. I was totally blind for over a year.
So what they do, give you an eye transplant?
Yeah, they gave me a K-Pro. Basically it's a plastic cornea.
That's crazy, man. Let me ask you this, because I know you're in federal prison right now, right?
Right.
And you've been experiencing all this COVID stuff lately, right?
Yeah, I was locked down for most of it, over 9 months.
All right, so there was an issue at the prison you're at now. You're in Cashapp, Georgia, right?
Yeah.
Tell the people about that incident, man, over there.
Yeah, there was a guy that we went to medical one day, me and another guy, and they had us go back and get the guy that we were in the unit with, because they only do one unit at a time for medical because of the COVID thing. And when we went up there, we had to push this guy in a wheelchair. Well, this black dude named Teflon pushed him, and when we got there, he was telling him that he was feeling like he was going to fall over dead. He was begging for his life, basically. I mean, he was literally telling the people they needed to do something, take him to the hospital, draw blood. I mean, the way he was feeling was like he was literally about to fall over dead. And for 10 minutes, the dude pleaded with him to take him to a hospital. Well, they told him to go back to the unit. When he did, it was I'd say about 10 to 12 hours later, he was dead. They came and pulled him out of the cell. But actually, his cellie beat on the door for 2 hours. For 2 hours, his cellie beat on the door trying to tell these people that he was dead.
Let me stop you for a minute, Jason. So you guys get locked in your cell. There's no way you can get out, right?
Right.
So the guy, listen, some of the people watching don't know this, but he's locked in a cell. You say the cellie's banging on the door, screaming for help, and somebody comes right away to help him, right?
Right. No, they come. They come, and they just don't. They really just don't even acknowledge the problem. There was more than. I mean, it was his cell. Let's see. There was.
This call is from a federal prison.
That's what I mean, Jason. Jason, listen to me. That's what I'm being sarcastic, because I want people to know that when you're in distress, man, you're locked in that cell. There's no way to get out. The cops don't come. Nobody cares, right?
No cameras here. There's no cameras here, so they can't get in trouble for their negligence. There's no accountability here because there's no cameras. There's none. So I mean, they can say anything they want once they do open that door. That they can, you know how they are. They make you look like you're a liar. We're inmates. They're the police, so
yeah.
They basically what they said was he's a known K2 smoker, so he died from smoking K2. To tell you the truth.
So what did he die from?
This dude, he had some kind of cancer. I found out that he had some kind of cancer prior to this incident. He's been out to the hospital several times, and they ignored they basically ignored his cry for help. But there wasn't just his cell. There was probably, the whole unit ended up going up after eventually because these people wasn't doing nothing. Yeah. And they did chest compressions on him right out here in the Sally Port, right out front. And nothing. They came and got him. Ambulance came and got him. They didn't. He was dead.
So pretty much the dude dies right there, man, in his cell, man. Can't get no help.
He was locked up for over 20 years. He was about to go home. He was literally he was at the end of his bid, man. He was about to go home. And his legs swelled up real bad. I was in the unit with this guy. And like I said, they only did one unit at a time for medical, like certain days of the week. The units would go by the days of the week. You know, Monday, C.
This call is from a federal prison.
Tuesday, D. Wednesday, E. Thursday, F. You know, we were in F, so I can't remember. I think our day was, I think that was on a Friday.
Yeah.
I think it was on a Friday because, yeah, I had went up there because I had staff. I mean, I've had staff 4 times since I've been to this place.
Jesus. Staph infection?
Yeah, I got one right now. It's, I mean, I don't know. They won't take no blood or nothing. They won't draw blood here.
Yeah.
I don't know what's going on.
Jason, I want to ask you something, man. Like we're saying, no one cares about people in prison, right? Like the staff, the cops, the medical, the warden. No one really gives a shit, right? About people?
No, they don't. They'd rather not do anything for you. I mean, look, I tried to get some paperwork for my case from my case manager, and she took pretty much a month just to copy it. When she did, she put on there that I've been suspended from work for a month for gambling, and I had to have my manager, the factory manager, call over there. He actually got a hold of my unit manager and told them I ain't never been suspended from work for nothing. So not only do they not care, they make up things to put in your report, and this is to go to the courthouse, you know, for me to get some kind of relief. And yeah, I couldn't even send it out because there was this filled with lies.
Jason, I want to ask you something.
Yep.
I know your kid's mother died. You went to prison all this time. Were there ever times while you were in prison where you just felt like giving up, man?
Yeah, several times. Yeah, several times. Still do sometimes. I mean, like I said, I got 25 years of my very first drug offense. All my code offenses were on before the 5th year. Yeah, absolutely.
Listen, I know there was a time when you were messing up, you were getting drunk, you were drinking, doing, wild stuff. I had told you, hey, man, they're going to change the law, and this is all you're going to have to bring. And you used to laugh at me, man. Do you remember that? You said, man, I'm living my life, man.
Yeah. I mean, I was pretty young then. That was when I first started. That was a lot. That was many years ago. That was yeah. I was pretty. I still couldn't at that time. I couldn't wrap my mind around how I got 25 years from my very first drug.
Yeah.
I mean, it was literally like the federal government blew my case up like it was something way bigger than what it was.
Do you remember when you felt like giving up and you beat that dude up in the band room?
Yeah, I remember doing that.
You beat him up kind of bad, right?
Yeah, I felt real bad after I beat that guy up, man. I didn't realize I did that so bad, man. It was yeah.
This phone's going to hang up on us, man. But the point is, the cops, nobody came to help that dude. You could have killed that dude that day, right?
Yeah, they don't care, man. They don't care. They definitely don't.
This phone's going to hang up on us, man. Unfortunately, they only give you 10 minutes right now.
It took them 8 months to get me to an eye specialist, and I only see out of one eye. Yeah, they don't care. They definitely don't.
That's crazy, man. It's crazy the way that they treat people in prison. So, some of you might remember, the video I did, what was it, a week ago, 2 weeks ago, about Jason, how he had beat the dude up in the band room, had his eyes blown out. Jason called in to the show. They only give you 10 minutes right now. But the moral of Jason's story is, and this is a short video, but the moral of the story is, man, no one cares about you. And when Jason had talked about the guy beating on the door, screaming for help, no one cared. No one came to rescue this guy. They should have taken him to the hospital, and he went down there and said, hey, I feel like I'm dying. And the medical staff said, you know what? Return to sender. We don't care if you feel like you're dying. You got a headache or you got a cold, drink some water, take some Tylenol. That's their response all the time, man. And I've seen plenty of people just die, man, from medical negligence in prison, from people not caring about people. I mean, these are the things that happen in there. This is real life. When I was in FMC Lexington, I spoke about this every now and then. I used to go up to the medical ward once or twice a week, help them dudes out, because no one was helping them dudes. No one cared about them. You know, they were talking about compassionate release and all these old people can get out of prison because, you know, the law had changed under the First Step Act. They had to file a request to the warden, and then they had to file a motion to the court. But these dudes up here on the medical unit, and Tupac Shakur's father was up there. These dudes up there on the medical unit, they couldn't help themselves. They didn't know the law. They didn't know that anything had passed. Many of them were laying in their beds waiting to die. No staff members went around and said, hey, write the warden and ask for compassionate release. Tell them you got extraordinary and compelling reasons, your medical condition. Nobody was going to let these dudes out, man. That's the sad part about prison. Nobody's going to help you. The only person that's going to help you is you're going to be able to help yourself 99% of the time. They don't care if you're dying. They don't care if you're screaming for help. They're lazy. They're sitting in their office on the computer. They don't want to be bothered with you kicking the door. And like with Jason, it took everybody in the unit to start kicking that door, man. Everybody started kicking the door in order to try to get attention to that guy's situation. And a couple hours later, somebody responds. A couple hours later, it's too late, man. It's too late. They're taking you out on a gurney, man, taking you out in an ambulance. And once again, sorry to tell you, your son died last night. They don't say, hey, we were negligent. We didn't come save your son. He was banging on the door for 3 or 4 hours before he died. They don't say that part. They just send you home, man, in a body bag. Nobody cares, man. Do the right thing. So you're not sitting in a jail cell, banging on a door, screaming for help. Because you're sick. People dying from COVID. It's miserable, man. It's a miserable life, man. Blood on the razor wire. Bringing it to you real. Bringing it to you raw. Until tomorrow, we're out.